It was a whole process, but it was definitely worth it.
Eisenhower Elementary School teacher Rachel Treiser is loading up and heading out. She's visiting all 19 of her students, bringing their classroom supplies.
My trunk is packed with all their stuff.
She's also packing a surprise. Rachel is known for her big end-of-year project, where students' writings and pictures are published into a book. Usually there's a reveal party. The pandemic squashed those plans, but not Rachel's spirit.
Oh no, absolutely not. This was going to go on no matter what.
So Rachel is delivering the books in person.
Look what I brought you.
Thank you.
Do you know what that is? What is it?
It's a book.
Much to the delight of students like Elijah Sims and their families.
And he was completely surprised. He was wondering why he was getting dressed up to sit at home, so I think he was very excited about it.
House after house, Rachel gives a smile and receives even bigger ones.
Oh my gosh, I want to hug them. I want to say, I'm here. I want to give them a big hug, but because of social distancing, I really have to keep my distance. Okay, bye.
Thank you.
Carmen Acosta appreciates the gesture for her granddaughter, Natalia.
It's a part of her history. It's a part of her education, and I think it's something that she will have for a very long time.
If you ask Rachel why, she'll tell you it's all about the students.
I want them to be able to look back at this and say, you know what, although I was home and I was working online, my teacher was still able to come to me within the circumstances, and I have this, item to treasure and be able to show my children and grandchildren in years to come.
This is awesome.
In Pinellas County, Lori Davison, Spectrum, Bay News 9. Cheers and applause greet Chamberlain High School seniors at a drive-through parade to celebrate their graduation. Maria Hernandez is the first person in her immediate family to get a high school diploma.
My parents helped me and pushed me through it to reach my goal.
Congratulations, guys.
Principal Jake Russell knew accomplishments like Maria's needed to be recognized, so he rallied his staff for a senior send-off.
We threw a party and people showed up, which was exciting.
Grads picked up their cap and gowns and posed for pictures with their favorite teachers.
Woo! Congratulations!
This celebration isn't the end of the line for these graduates. Instead, they have another surprise waiting when they look up.
Awesome.
Attorney Dennis Hernandez, Chamberlain class of '85, donated one of his billboards to the class of 2020. Their names and pictures shining brightly for everyone who drives by to see.
So my mother graduated from Chamberlain. I have uncles that graduated from Chamberlain, so it's really been a family school.
Now that these new grads are part of his alumni family, Dennis wants the billboard to show them the sky's the limit.
There's no limit to what they can accomplish, and so I would like them to see their name. Their name can be in a billboard or could be in a newspaper. They could be the President of the United States.
Proving school pride is pandemic proof. In Tampa, Lori Davison, Spectrum, Bay News 9.
Teach in the classroom.
Teachers, parents, and students made their opinions known loudly outside Pinellas County Schools headquarters. Natalie Sterator is an art teacher who says the thought of walking into a school building next month has her worried.
I am scared. I am afraid to go back. I'm afraid for a lot of my coworkers that are a lot more high risk than myself, and we need to do what's right to keep everybody in our community safe, and I have a bad feeling that it's not a safe time right now.
Pedro Harkin has 2 children who attend public schools. He questions why there's a push to go back now.
To cancel schools when we have hundreds of cases and to reopen them when we have hundreds of thousands of cases seems completely ludicrous to me. It just doesn't make any sense.
Protesters say they'd like to see the district continue with distance learning until there's a 14-day decline in COVID-19 numbers. Then they'd like to see students brought back in waves. Is this something kids are talking about, you and your friends?
Yeah, we all have been asking each other what's been going on, who's going virtual, who's going back, and I don't think we should have a choice. I think we should be staying home until it's safe to come back.
They fear COVID cases in schools could lead to sporadic closures that might be even more disruptive to the learning process, and they call it a step in the wrong direction. But ultimately, the decision lies with the school superintendent, and so far we have not heard about any changes to the plan. On scene in Pinellas County, Lori Davison, Spectrum, Bay News 9. Hoping to make the first day of school more magical, Hillel Academy staff dressed up as characters from The Wizard of Oz to greet parents and students in the drop-off line.
You know, my daughter's starting kindergarten. She's 5 years old. She just turned 5, and to have her learning at home, it just doesn't work.
But before following the yellow brick road inside, temperatures get checked and face masks get adjusted.
We are going into this school year saying it's probably impossible to keep COVID-19 out. However, we're going to do everything in our power to mitigate the spread of it.
Everywhere you look, social distancing measures are in place. For example, this blue tarp is hanging in the hallway to keep things separated. Even backpacks are hanging 6 feet apart. Water fountains are closed, sanitation stations dot the campus, and inside classrooms, teachers work to project through face shields as students stay in their own space.
Well, I think we're going to spend a lot more time in the beginning talking about routines. We're going to do things very slowly, very methodically.
The majority of students are back on campus, but those who are doing e-learning are participating right along with their classmates. For the kids, it's all a little strange, but they're taking it in stride.
It's the new normal, so I'm just gonna have to get used to it. But I'm pretty okay with it.
Students say the campus still feels like their school home. In Tampa, Lori Davison, Spectrum, Bay News 9. Before the sun comes up, 91-year-old Willie Chance is already on the job, setting up signs in front of Summerfield Crossings Elementary, getting ready for another day.
Okay, Mr. Cummings.
Mr. Willie, as he's affectionately called, started as a crossing guard here 13 years ago when retirement just didn't agree with him.
I can't sit around and do nothing. I have to keep moving, you know.
As he helps students cross the street, his cheerful hello is mixed in with safety lessons.
First you look left, right, then left again, across the street.
Mr. Willie takes his duties so seriously, he never considered quitting, even during the pandemic. Instead, he hopes to serve as a role model.
Just standing out here, even if there's no one here, they see me with my mask on, then that encouraged them to, you know, to wear the mask.
I think that the kids actually like seeing a familiar face, and to see Mr. Willie with his mask on and still happy and doing what he needs to do and greeting them, it just brings comfort to them as they're coming to school.
Mr. Willie says it's all pretty simple.
I just care about that safety, you know, and obeying my stop sign.
As for stopping himself, Mr. Willie has no plans to hang up his neon vest and stop sign anytime soon.
As long as the good Lord allows me to get up in the morning and I be in my right mind, and I feel good.
In Riverview, Lori Davison, Spectrum, Bay News 9.